Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the cards for April the 3rd, 2017. Right, okay, start of a new week here, and I'm using different cards. I'm using the Bonfire Tarot. The Bonfire Tarot, I absolutely love them. They're pretty old school. They're very colourful, very creative, very artistic. So that is the cards I'm using for today. So the card that I pulled for today, I went to pull a card and another one fell out. So the first card that I got was the Eight of Coins. Now, it totally made me laugh, this card, because the way that girl is sitting in that is very much the way I sit when I do these videos. And what this card is about is it's about sort of work, and it's about dedication to your work and commitment to what you want to do as well. Now, this is talking about like being sort of like achieving mastery in your vocation. Now, the first thing that sprang to mind when I seen this was Alan Watt. I don't know if any of you listened to him or have heard him, but he's an absolutely amazing man. I've learned so much from that guy. He's like, I can listen to his voice forever. He's amazing. And what he says is when you love what you do, it's never really work. He was a philosopher, he was a teacher and whatever. And he said a lot of the students would come to him when they were sort of nigh on finishing their degrees and say, like, you know, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And what he would say to them is, what is it you enjoy doing? And some of them would say, I want to be a writer, I want to be an artist, I want to be a musician. And he would say, well, go off and do that. Um, and they were going, yeah, but that doesn't bring the money in. And, it's like if I'm a lawyer, then I'll get, you know, I'll make more money. But what he said was, once you master your craft, if you are doing something that you love doing, you will end up doing it to a very high standard. So then you can command more money for doing something you love rather than something that you don't like, but you're getting a wage for it, if that makes sense. So that is what I feel is coming in with this. This is talking about work, and it's talking about doing what you love, making your hobby your work in some way. Now, the first thing that came in when I looked at this card was a woman's work is never done. And that actually really rang true to me, because this weekend, it's Saturday and Sunday, and I have literally worked like all hours, not paid work, but I have worked all hours this weekend. And, I could be sitting twisting or complaining or whatever, but it's not. I am doing what I love doing. And this is the thing. It's like, I do these readings for a living. This was never planned. This wasn't something that I planned to do. This tarot was always a hobby to me. It's a love. I have a deep love and a deep passion for tarot. And I started doing it for family and friends, and then they would tell people about it, and then other people would come to me. And then one day Spirit said to me, I used to do a Facebook page where I would write the tarot cards for today. And then one day Spirit said to me, you're doing it on video. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it on video. I hate being the other side of the camera. I'm a photographer. That is my profession. And they said that I was. And so I sat in front of the camera and I'd done my first video, and people watched it, and I couldn't believe it. And I still now, I look at my life and I feel like massively blessed. This is my hobby. I do it. I love it. I earn money from it, but I also connect with beautiful souls like all of you, and I'm helping in a way as well. So this is what this card's doing. It's talking about when you work and when you are sort of, if we have a look at this artist here, it's like she's sitting there and she's creating her own canvas. And she doesn't matter whether it's late. I mean, she's got the light there because it's late at night. So she's putting all hours in. But when you are doing something that you truly love, that doesn't matter. You will put the effort in. You will put the work in. you know. Now, this made me laugh because, like I say, the way that girl is sitting, that is how I sit. I sit on the floor here to do these videos. And one of my friends, who is totally unspiritual, she literally she doesn't believe in anything, yet she is the most intuitive person I know. And when I first started these videos, she would watch them and she would send me a message and go, yeah, you're all dolled up, you have all your makeup on, but you're still sitting with your jammy bottoms on, aren't you, Tanya? And that just totally reminded me of that, you know? So what I'm saying with this is talking about work, and it's talking about, you know, not being in a humdrum job. You know, a lot of us feel that we need to be in jobs and we need to pay the bills and we're on this constant cycle of sort of, oh yeah, then we'll get a promotion and then whatever. But then we come to retirement age. I've mentioned before my father, and my father's just come to retirement and he's 70 and he doesn't know what wants to do. And he said, like, you know, I've worked all my life and I've been promised this thing at the end, and now it's come to an end, and there's nothing there. So he is feeling very disillusioned because he has spent his whole life working towards something that he thought was going to happen at the end, and it didn't, you know. So what this is saying is, if you love what you do and if you are passionate about it and you put your heart into it as well, you know, then this is when you will see results. It's not about the end. It's not about having a great pension at the end of it. It's about what you are doing on a daily basis, you know. And this is, when you're looking at this card, what I love about this is there's that ball of wool there and it's unraveling as she goes. And this is like she doesn't know where she's going with this work. But because she's doing something that she loves and she's being creative, you know, she's not thinking about the end result. She's just doing it and she's doing whatever comes naturally. And if she can make a living from that, and that is a massive bonus, you know. And within this card, so things are unraveling, you know, as how they're meant to be. Now within this card, she is an artist and she is sitting, and this is the artist who designed this deck, you know, and it was a labor of love. But when your heart is in it, it might be hard work, but it comes naturally and you don't mind doing that. And I feel being an artist is, my daughter is studying art now down in Brighton, and there was many people, she's a bright kid, and there was many people who, when she went to study art, said, yeah, but you never make any money as an artist, you know, you're not going to make money in that way. And I was like, yeah, but she will make art. She will make something that didn't exist before she actually put it out there into the world. So with her art that she's doing, she is changing the world in a little way. And this is the way I think we should all work. And, you know, if we're doing something that we love and we're passionate about, then, you know, I feel that spirit will provide for us. We might not end up millionaires, but we will always have what we need. And this is what happens within my line of work here as well. You know, so it's not about doing something for the end result like my father. It's about doing something, you know, just for the hell of it, just because it makes that passion in your belly, like, sort of, it makes that fire in your belly burn, you know, and you know that you have done something. Now, I get messages on a daily basis from people who are telling me how these readings change their lives and these readings help them in so many ways. I never set out to do that, but because I followed my passion and I followed my heart and I knew spirit were guiding me, this is the end result. So when you are working towards, like, a purpose, you know that you are serving the greater good. You are putting something out there, and the right people will see it, and you will end up getting paid for it. So it's sort of like a win-win situation, you know? And this is when you follow your purpose and your true soul calling, spirit will always make sure that you have everything you need. Like I say, you might not live this lavish lifestyle, but you are doing a job where you get up and it's never work. When you do a job that you love, and you love it with a passion, you are, it's like not going to work. Like I say, I've spent the full weekend working in a sense, but it, it's I'm not knackered, I'm not tired. I know that I've been doing it for the greater good. So like I say, this is what this card is saying. Look at your work at the moment. Are you happy what you're doing, or are you doing it to save for a rainy day? Are you doing it because it has good prospects? Because at the end of the day, what matters is what matters now, and it matters in that you are happy doing what you want to now. Every single one of us has this yearning within inside of us, and we all want to be or want to do something for a living. And if you put your mind to that, and if you are dedicated to that, and if you commit to, right, okay, I'm going to make something that I love my bread and butter, then spirit will help you in doing this. Now, the second card that came out next to it is the sun. And this is such a beautiful card. This is talking about its happiness, its contentment. I mean, if we look at all these sunflowers there's like a triptych of sunflowers on that side, and then a triptych on the other side. There's like sort of two triptychs of cards there. Now, this is a very, very positive card, and it's talking about happiness. It's talking about positivity. It's talking about you feeling in a very, very safe place. Now, what's interesting within this is we have two twins there. Now, within the book, this woman says that these are the masculine and feminine. We also have the yin yang there. So this is complementing each other. And what it's saying there is they are in a safe place, and there's a wall between them. I don't know if you can see that, but they are walled off from the outside world, and they are doing what makes them happy. There's a real idyllic feeling coming here, and it's a feeling of like life doesn't get any better. And like I say, doing this work, I feel blessed every single day. Sometimes I can get really tired, but, this is so much better than working in an office or something like that. So what I got with this card is like hope springs eternal. And this card is talking about like, it's happiness should be our goal, and there's so many of us, we get stuck in a should have, or we should be sort of mindset, and what other people and what society tell us to do. But like I say, with this card, work and doing something that you love isn't work. And with this card, it's saying your happiness is the most important thing. Like I say, I've mentioned my father, and my father is like, he doesn't know what makes him happy yet. He doesn't, because he's worked, from being 15, and he's 70 now, and it's never been about happiness. It's been about having that like pot for a rainy day, and it's like, what's that about? You enjoy yourself as you go along. And the Osho card that I pulled comes with this is the Rebel. Now, this is one of my favorite Osho cards in the deck, and I absolutely love this card. And I always see this card as sort of like, he's a bit like a punk hippie. He's not anti-establishment just for the sake of it, and I'm not. But in this card, he's stopped listening to what others tell him that he should do, and he's broken free from the restraints. Sorry, they are usually emotional, but these are like sort of restraints that are put on us by other people, saying that we should do this, we should have this type of career, we should have that because it's got a good pension at the end of it. Some people don't get to the end of it. My mother was killed in a car accident at the age of 61. She never even, she'd only just got her pension that she'd worked all of her life for. So we never know what is around the corner. So it's about making sure that every day you are happy and you are doing something that you love. This guy isn't just breaking away just to be controversial. He is determined to live in a way that his soul wants him to, and he knows that he is powerful enough to be the master of his own destiny. Now, some people call this guy a rebel, some call him a revolutionary. If we have a look on his shoulder, there's the emblem of the sun. And this is talking about happiness and positivity, which is what we've had in there, and the torch that he holds, it like in his hand, this is talking about his own hard-won truth. He is fighting for his truth. He is fighting for his freedom to be the person that he was born to be here, you know. So it's like whether he is rich or poor, it doesn't matter. He is a leader. He is an emperor. He is his own king because he's broken the strains of society's oppression, the conditioning that's been put on him. He's actually tore away from that. So he is rich. It might not be in a material sense, but he is doing what he loves. So he has inner riches that some people don't. Some people have a bank account that is like, the 000 figures. That guy might not have this, but he is richer than them people in so many ways. And what it's saying here is that he's formed himself by embracing all of these colors around him, embracing, like the colors of the rainbow. And, it's like, he's using, if we have a look here, there's wings here within him, coloured wings, and he's using these wings to fly higher, you know. His way of being rebellious is not because he's fighting against anybody or anything, but it's because he's discovered his true nature. He knows who he is, and he's determined to live his life in accordance to it. It might not fit in to what other people want him to do, but he doesn't care. He is out on his own, and he is determined to make his own happiness. Now we've got the eagle here as well, and the eagle is like his spirit animal, and this is a messenger between like the earth and the sky. And this is about walking your spiritual path, walking the life, living the life that you are born to live. And when you do this, you can actually then take a bird's eye look at things as well, and you can look down and you see the bigger picture and you see what it's about. And it's about embracing the happiness, it's about getting up every day and not thinking like, oh God, I've got to go to work. I mean, I'm doing this video on a Sunday night. How many people have had their Sunday ruined because they have been planning for what they're going to do on Monday? So they work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. They have a Saturday off where probably most of them are hungover. And then a Sunday, they click into work mode again. So their whole day is taken up on planning what is going to happen. So they don't actually take this time to enjoy themselves, But this rebel here, he is living a life of authenticity. He's true to himself. It doesn't matter whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Every day to him is some day that he is living true to himself, and he is living a life beyond his wildest dreams. And this is only because he has actually broken free from the restrictions that bound him before. He is courageous. He has taken responsibility for who he is, and he is prepared to live in his own truth. Now, it's not easy. That is not an easy job. I went for an interview a few years ago, and I was really, really on the bottom, destitute money-wise. And one of my friends got me this interview at this place, and I went for the interview, and the guy interviewed me and he asked me how much I would want, and I put this elevated figure, and he was like, right, okay. And he said to me, okay, when can you start? And I'd actually sat and I'd felt the energy in the place, and I said to him, oh, I can't work for you. And he went, why not? And I said, the energy in here, I went, it would really destroy my soul. This guy just looked at me like I was absolutely nuts. I left the interview, I came out, and my friend phoned me. And he went, how did the interview go? The friend that had set the interview up. And I went, oh, it went cool. And he went, when did you start? Now, I know I had told him I couldn't take the job. And I told him what I'd said. My friend was screaming and shouting at me on the phone. He said, how much have you got in the bank at the moment, Tanya? And I was like, £8. And he was like, I can't believe you've only got that amount of money and you've been offered this job or whatever. But I knew working there would have killed me. There was something inside me would have died. within an hour or 2 hours, I got a phone call from an old client who I'd done some art for, and they wanted to buy some more art. So straight away, there was money in the bank, and I had been true to myself. My friend still goes mad with me. Said I'm really embarrassed for that, but it was like I actually had to sit and think, would this make me happy? And it wouldn't have. So this is what this card is talking about, and what Osho says about this card is that people are afraid, very much afraid of those who know themselves. They have a certain power, a certain aura, and a certain magnetism, a charisma that can take out alive young people from the traditional imprisonment. The enlightened man cannot be enslaved. This is the difficulty, and he cannot be imprisoned. Every genius who has known something of the inner is bound to be a little difficult to be absorbed. He is going to be an upsetting force. The masses don't want to be disturbed. Even though they may be in misery, they are in misery, but they are accustomed to this misery. And anybody who is not miserable looks like a stranger. The enlightened man is the greatest stranger in the world. He does not seem to belong to anybody. No organization confines him, no community, no society, and no nation. And this is it. And sometimes when you live from your soul and you do what you want to do, people will give you shit on a daily basis. They will tell you you should be doing this and what's going to happen when you're old or whatever. And it's like, that will happen. I will sort it out then. I haven't got a pension or anything like that. It's living for today. We don't know when our clock will stop ticking. So we need to take the enjoyment in every single day, not sit and wait until, when I retire, then I will do this. Because sometimes some of us might not reach retirement age, or something might happen in that process. So it's about today, and it's about getting up every day and actually being excited and vigorated for the day ahead rather than actually dreading it. And this is, it's like, yeah, you might have a big paycheck at the end of the month, but what is it costing you on a spiritual basis? This is what you need to ask yourself. So the Colette Baron Reid card here is a deep knowing. And this is talking about your intuition. And what this says is that, there are things that on a deeper level that cannot be seen with the naked eye. So you might try and explain this to people, but they don't get it. And what this is saying is that it's very strange that people are taught to cut off their intuition. This is it. There's so many people that I know that have got really good jobs, fantastic careers, and then you say to them, are you doing what you want to do? And they're like, no, I would much rather be a musician, or I want to be a writer, or, it's all about the creativity, which is in this. We look and we see the artist, and there's a key there, and look, there's a lock, and this is unlocking your true potential. And by unlocking your true potential, this is when you can actually become a success. And a success doesn't mean that you have millions in the bank. A success means that you get up every day and you look forward to your work day. It's not about not working, but it's about looking forward to what you actually do. And this card is saying that when you can read between the lines here, you can sort of find the truth that is missing in some people's story, because you were told this is what you should do. You go to college, you go to university, you then get a job, you'll work yourself up the ladder, you will then get promoted, and all this time you are waiting for something and waiting for something, waiting for this big prize at the end, and then it's like, right, okay, you're at retirement, there you go, there's your gold watch, enjoy your life. It's like, what? You're suddenly waiting and thinking, like, I've been lied to all along. This wasn't meant to feel like this. I was meant to be working towards something. So this card is saying that, it's like, that there is more to the human experience than getting up every day and going to work and, coming home and then going to work again, And it's not about the paycheck at the end of the month. It's how you spend each and every day. So this is saying that you need to tune in, and you need to use your senses and your intuition to see where you are guided. And your logical mind cannot sort this out, because your logical mind is about work, work, make money, work, make money, But when you go deep, and when you feel what you're doing, and when you sense what you're doing, and everything that you do is put into what you're doing, that is when you will be a success. It's not about the money, it's about the inner riches that are inside as well, you know. And this card is saying that there is something happening within your life at the moment that is going to be meaningful. There will be people come into your life, I feel, in this next month, that are going to be important, and they're going to probably take you off track in some way. Nobody crosses your life by chance. Nobody comes into your life by chance. If somebody pops up out of the blue, you are connected on some level, and you don't know where it is yet. You don't know what it is yet, but they're going to guide you to something. And this is saying that be on the lookout for people who enter your life at the moment, because they are going to be instrumental on your journey. So what this card is saying is, something deeper inside, and pay attention. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to the synchronicities that you are getting. Pay attention to your soul as well, because this card is saying that magic is about to happen in your life. So really listen to your hunches, and your hunches will pay off if you follow them and if you act as well. And what it says within this card is, the energies of all thinkers and creators, all inventors and leaders, and all that you need in order to leap into success are available to tune into. You need to listen intently here. Stop your busy mind, stop this work 9 to 5 mind, and actually delve really, really deep and see what genius is inside of you that needs to be unleashed. So I absolutely love those cards today. They're really, really talking to me on some level. And I don't want to be the cause of everybody going and quitting their jobs and stuff like that, but you really need to think about, is this what you want from your life? Is this what you thought your life would be if you take yourself back 20 years? When you were 20 years younger and you had all these visions of what your life would be like, does it match them now? If it doesn't, then do something about it. We only get one life. It is not a dress rehearsal. We don't get another chance at it. That was what my mother always used to say to me. But it's about living it, not just existing. And there's too many of us live in this 9 to 5 existence in this beige world, when there is a world full of colour and happiness and joy and creativity and us being us. So I hope that made sense to you. Sorry, that was all a little bit like full on and a little bit heavy there, but I hope it made sense to some of you. Massively made sense to me. I mean, I've had the last couple of weeks, I have mentioned that there's been quite a lot of negativity around my work. And, there has been times when I've questioned, why do I do this? Why do I put these readings out? Why do I spend my time doing this? But the 99.9% of the people that I engage with, because of these readings and the people I've connected with, that's what makes it all worthwhile. The haters are going to hate, but, that's their bag. Let them do it. And, like I say, I feel massively, massively blessed on a daily basis. I get up and I know that I'm coming to work in my own home, and I do something that I love, and it helps other people, and it pays my bills. It's I am the luckiest girl in the world. That's what I feel like. So I hope that made sense to some of you. Some of you won't, and you'll think it's absolute twaddle, but that's great. But those that get it will get it. Okay, so if anybody would like a reading with me, please get in touch via either my Facebook or my website. The links are below. And like I say, spaces are filling up pretty quickly, and I am taking a holiday on the 9th. So if you would like a reading, then please get in touch, sort of sooner rather than later. But I feel this week is going to be a good week. There's a feeling in my bones, so to speak. April's going to be, it's quite a revealing month, I feel. There's a lot of things going to be revealed and unraveled during April. So be prepared. But like I say, thank you for watching this video, and I'll be back tomorrow with